Hello and welcome to Prague. My name is Janek and I'm the local honest guide here, and today I would like to prepare you for your trip and how not to get cheated in Prague when you come here. Beware of pickpockets is what you will read in every guidebook, you will hear it, and you will see a lot of tourists around Prague walking with their backpack in the front, thinking that that's how they avoid pickpocketing. Well, in reality, most of pickpocketing happens in restaurants and coffee places when people take off their backpack or their coat and they put it on the chair behind them or on the seat next to them, and they stop paying attention to their belongings. That's where most of the theft happens. So keep in mind that you still have your stuff around. Make sure not to put any valuables either in your coat or in your backpack. And what I learned as a kid is that front pocket is much harder for a pickpocket. So I always carry my wallet in my front pocket, and I try never to carry much money around. So that's what you should do as well when you're in Prague. Not too much cash is needed, because you can pay with your credit card almost anywhere. So there really is no need for cash. Ticket scam on public transport. I've actually read this in a couple of reviews about the Prague public transport system, where people were saying it's a tourist trap because we got fined by the inspectors because we didn't validate our ticket. What is a validate a ticket? Well, every city in the world has a different public transport system, different rules. And in Prague, if you buy a ticket, you then need to stamp it once you get on the metro, bus, funicular, or a tram. If you don't stamp it, if you don't validate it, you can be fined. So always do it, and always look up the rules and the system of a public transport of a city where you're going to. The only occasion when you don't validate your ticket is if you buy it through an app on your phone. The app is called PID Litačka. You put your credit card in, and whenever you use the public transport, you just buy the ticket there. Quite simple. 0% does not mean 0%. Yep, many people get cheated by this at the exchange offices in Prague. They see the sign that says 0% commission, thinking that they will get full value for their money, but that is not always the case. The rates are the differences between the different places. The commission is always 0%. So what you want to look for is the actual exchange rate, and they vary a lot. For example, €1 is around 26 crowns, and in some places you can only get 14 crowns or 15 crowns, and then you cross the street and it's 26. So how not to get cheated? Always walk into the place and ask. Hold up a €100 bill and say, how much am I getting for this? Show me on a calculator. And if they're honest, they will show you, they will tell you, and then they will give you your money. If you do get cheated and you receive less money, you have the opportunity to get your money back. We have a law in Czech Republic that within 3 hours you can demand your money back at an exchange office, so you should be safe. If they say no to this, you can just call the police and they will help you out. Listen to people's advices unless they ask for money. You'll be approached by a lot of people in Prague, usually with umbrellas offering you tours and advices, but later they will demand money from you. And that's a pity, because when I try to help two people, they usually don't listen to me because they think I'm one of those people that will later ask for money. Locals will be willing to help you. They will be kind enough and honest, so listen to them, but try to avoid anyone who will later want money for their advice. How to spot such a person? Usually they'll be yelling at you from across the street, be like, hey, where are you from? Come here.
Where are you from? Just relax, okay?
I'm relaxed.
Okay, very good.
Woo!
For example, the biggest 2 hour, but really it's 2 hours and 20 minutes.
But on the other hand, if a real person wants to help you, you'll be standing on a street with an open map and somebody will just lean over and say, do you need directions? Those are the kind of people who are usually trustworthy and honest. How not to get cheated in a taxi? Well, the very short answer is avoid taxi rides, because you can walk around Prague. The sites you will want to see in Prague are mostly in the city center and you can easily walk around. But if you do need to go further, use the public transport. But if you do want to take the taxi, please be careful. Some of them may try to rip you off, there's a city law that dictates the maximum price. The maximum price to board the taxi is 2.2 euros and then additional 1.3 euro for every kilometer. Use a trustworthy app like Liftago, Uber, Bolt, where you see the price before you get in the cab. After the trip, you should always get a receipt, and if it's some outrageous amount, like more than 50 or 100 euros, never ever pay it. Just dial 156, which is the municipal police, and they will help you. If there's any trouble, just make sure you have a picture of the license plate, and you can always solve such a problem. We are here to help. Let us know. How to avoid being cheated at the Prague airport. Once again, the short answer is get out of there as fast as possible. Horrible exchange offices, expensive stores, and so on. And here I will share a little secret with you. How to get from the airport to the city center of Prague? Well, the fastest and the cheapest way is to use the public transport. It takes 30 minutes and will cost you 1.2 euros for the trip. I don't know any other city in the world where the public transport from an airport would be this cheap and this fast. So give it a go, it's really good. How not to get cheated at an ATM. If you thought that using ATMs is safe, not really, because the money on your card is in different currency than the money that we'll get out of the machine. And somebody has to do the conversion of the money. If you leave that conversion up to the ATM, it will give you very bad rate. So the ATM will always ask you, would you like me to convert the money? You always want to decline that, and you want to leave the conversion up to your bank. The system is called DCC. I don't really know why it exists. I guess just to have ATM companies make their profits, but try to avoid it. Many companies do it, many ATMs do it, so it's just safer to pay with your card. In that case, you can also come across this DCC system where the terminal in the coffee place will ask you, do you want to be charged in euros, dollars, or Czech crowns? You always want to select the currency of the country you're in. So in this case, it would be Czech crowns. Try to avoid international chains. Why would you travel across the globe and go to Starbucks and McDonald's? You would only cheat yourself for the local experience you can have in a foreign country that you went to. So in Prague, instead of going to Starbucks, find a little local coffee place or a little cafeteria where you can really enjoy what's local. Lime scooters. This global trend may look fun at a first glance, but once you try it, you will realize that it's very uncomfortable and also very expensive. According to Lime, the average trip in Prague is just shy over 1 kilometer and takes about 10 minutes and will cost you 3 euros. The distance can be covered on foot and it will be for free and it will be much more comfortable. So definitely, we consider that a scam on tourists because locals definitely don't use them since they were not designed to be ridden on the old cobblestone streets here in old European cities. How not to get cheated in a restaurant? Well, be prepared. Prepare for your trip. Prepare before you go to a restaurant. Read Google reviews, Foursquare reviews, Yelp. Find out what others said about the place, or simply ask a local what is the restaurant he or she goes to. And if you can't find a restaurant on Google Maps, maybe it doesn't have a name or it doesn't even show up, maybe you just found the golden hidden gem of Prague. Or it's a scam place, because usually they don't want people to write bad reviews, so they just delete themselves from all the review sites. So that was 10 tips how not to get cheated in Prague. I'll give you one more. You can watch a show called Honest Guide. I heard it's these two dudes from Prague that give some advices on how to enjoy your vacation. Today I was sharing my skills that I know about Prague and traveling and local experience here with you, but there's a site called Skillshare that is the partner of our video today that offers much more. They have more than tens of thousands of online courses for creative and curious people that you can try now for free. The first 1,000 viewers that will click the link below the video will get free access to all these courses that you can check out. As we were going through the courses, Honza found an interesting one about how to cut vegetables, and I found Oliver Astrologo, who's a guy who talks about post-production in a video and how important part of the video production it is. Because if you think that I'm the director of Honest Guide and I give it the final look, that's not true. Honza does that in the editing part. So he can decide if the video will be cheerful by adding music and some colors to it, or if it will be sad and depressive. He can also decide if it will have a cinematic look or if it will look like it was shot on a VHS tape. So thanks to Skillshare for partnering with us, and you can go ahead now and check them out. And one final tip, if you are curious where we shot today's episode, it's this lovely coffee place on Havelské tržiště. So when you come to Prague, you can try it out for yourself. Thank you very, very much for watching the Honest Guide show. That's Honza, I am Janek, and I hope to see you in Prague soon. And a Czech word at the end is dovednost, which is a skill. Dovednost. Je to dovednost?